Good morning, this is Rai News 24. Today we are following UNHRC session united in the room of the Italian parliamentary group.
Good morning. Here we are with 3 delegates from Italy, India and China, and we are gonna asking them what they have said about women's rights this morning in a committee.
I think the key aspect of establishing gender equality as a universal right for all people in every country is education. I think education is the foundation upon which any other progress can be made. Obviously, education is the first step towards gender equality, and then the next step would be to come up with projects and development opportunities for women to get employed.
People's Republic of China truly believes that it is very important to engage into a very interactive dialogue and into a very holistic approach towards tackling the problem of female education in these rural areas. And what we believe it is important is to focus on both long-term and short-term programming. And in the first case, we believe that the issue of education is very important. In the second case, we believe in technical assistance in this agricultural and rural areas, because the main source of income in these agricultural areas for women especially is helping to empower them, to provide them microloans, microcredits, together with financial education as well as primary and secondary education.
There is currently a large debate going on in our country regarding the role of women, and we think that through education we can reach a society that preserves its national culture but at the same time values the rights of all its citizens.
Now we are following the UNHRC workshop on gender equality. She is Eve Crowley, FAO Deputy Director for Gender Equality and Rural Employment Division. And this is the speech of Ms. Clara Bishop-Sambrook from IFAD.
In time of crisis, do you think that we need more women to solve problems in general?
I think that's an interesting question, because when we look at some of the decisions that were made in countries that went bankrupt during the financial crisis, it was found that most of the decision makers relating to financial mismanagement were actually men. So there are some studies showing that if you actually put women in charge of decisions, not just relating to finances but to others as well, those decisions would be less risky.
Rai News wish you all good evening. See you for the TV news tomorrow.
The works of the World Bank Committee have just started today, the 8th of March, at the Centro Studi Americano in Rome. The first delegations are currently discussing about the first topic. This is Alessandro Sasso for Russia Today. We asked the Russian delegation if they are already cooperating with other countries.
Russian Federation believes that trade is one of the most important instruments in order to let developed countries gain access to developed markets. So what we want is to have a cooperation with BRICS country, Brazil, India, Russia, China and South Africa. And moreover, we want to cooperate with the South Africa region and with, of course, the countries of our regions, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan and so on.
Let's see if the delegation from the USA expects something specific from the World Bank Committee.
Like I mentioned on my speaker panel, that we endorse free trade, we endorse the right to global equity, and we endorse any country that believes in having non-discriminatory tariffs and having free flow trade throughout the world, not based on income levels of a certain group of companies or multinationals that is produced by a certain country, but to have equal amount of tariffs and have equal amount of trade opportunities for developed and underdeveloped nations all throughout the world.
And also the committee chair has accepted to be interviewed by Russia Today. He gave us an overview of the objectives to be achieved.
Yes, right now we're dealing with MDG 8A, creating a more developed and open financial system. And as the World Bank, what we're trying to do is help countries access this market and make this more open, reducing tariffs and also creating infrastructure so that countries are able to achieve this goal. And I'm very positive, and the committee is doing very well. So it's going to be a good day.
Many delegations are speculating on China's position on the topics for discussion. Let's see what the Chinese delegate declared.
Well, China is taking a lot of commitments in the World Bank, such as in other projects. It has promoted a particular fund for African countries, and it is investing in this country, so promoting their development instead of exploiting their resources. China is here to promote all of these topics, and in particular the Goal 8A of the Millennium Development Goals.
The World Bank Committee has started to discuss about MDG 8 Target A, aiming at developing further an open, rule-based, non-discriminatory trading and financial system. Thanks to interviewers Monica Diastis, Bruna Nucera, Ernest Gimadankwa, Russia Today will keep you updated on the outcome of negotiations.
Hello, this is Chiara Ravazzotto from BBC World News, and we are here at the first conference of World Health Organization Committee to talk about the issue of HIV. Jessica Di Paolo and Isotta Rodriguez Pereira interviewed India's and UK's delegates to talk about the role of the social network in India and to talk about the role of the Great Britain in India.
Well, India with China is one of the emergent countries nowadays. So India, in a part of India, yes, they're important because there are some cities that they are industrialized, but the major of India is rural areas. So in these rural areas, social networks are useless.
Our support is targeting mainly the prevention. So we just support the CNN approach, so condoms, needles, and the negotiations. And we also have some different activities that are targeting this AIDS, discrimination and stigma.
Following a strong statement by Mali's delegates, who said that the fight against HIV could be a way to control the births in this country, we asked a few questions to Mali's delegates.
So a lot of the population of Mali still think that HIV and AIDS is a lie that has been widespread from Western civilization to reduce birth in Mali's population. Because of this, we think that we need to improve our education system, because we need people from Mali to tell the local people that it is not true, that HIV and AIDS are not a lie. But we do not need people from Canada or from the United States or from other countries to tell that to us, because people will not believe them. We want the local population to do this within Mali.
We also talked to the delegate of the host country, Italy, about the late science discoveries and about the role of Vatican in the HIV issue.
So it's a new vaccination which has been found by a researcher here in an institute for sanitary in Rome.
Okay, also how important is the influence of the Vatican in the fight against HIV?
So it's not exactly Vatican, but I think it's really a lot included in the culture of Italian, even without religion, that we should care about how we educate our children to this sexual education in order to fight against HIV.